Oh, excuse me, first thing I do is almost burp. Where's my water bottle? Oh, there it is. Okay, it's fine. Hi. Hi, everybody. Hi. Oh, scroll here. No. Scroll here. Oh, there we go. There we go. And I've lost the chat window again. I'm so sick of this thing just disappearing all the fucking time. Ugh. Hi. Abois. Hi. Hi. Hello, Dr. Patrol. Hi, Frost. Welcome on in. Hi, everybody. Skylar Slaughterft here. In VR. Hi. So, if my fucking chat window could stay up, please. I fucking hate OVR Toolkit. Something chronic, man. There has to be a better way to show the chat window than popping it out on Firefox, because it keeps misreading it, and it's just like, you open the main Firefox window? No. Anyway. Hi. So, as you might have guessed, there's no Pikmin 4 tonight. The reason for that is because I'm actually doing a hopeful collab over the weekend regarding Pikmin 4. I'm at a point in the game where I wanted a special guest to come in and join me. We're going to be playing Pikmin 4 on Saturday morning, Australian Western Standard Time. Probably about 9:30-ish, I want to say, is when we're going to start that. So, just letting everyone know about that. But I figured I still wanted to stream. I didn't want to start anything else. I kind of just wanted to do like a VR chat stream and do some talking, because I haven't done that in a while. So here we are. With hopefully nothing breaking. And we'll be working Saturday. Well, that's what the VODs are for, Frost. So yeah. That's kind of it. Hopefully nothing is breaking. Please let me know if you guys can't hear me, or if you can't hear the music or anything like that, or I need to adjust things. Happy to adjust things as best as I can, at least. But you guys should be appearing on the chat up over that side. To my left, your right, I guess. So you should see your messages popping up. But yeah. So, I guess I should probably start talking and not, sit here in silence, but it's a little awkward to talk about things, because we got another update, I'm afraid, and it's not a good one regarding my grandma. Hi, Delimited. Welcome on in. I am late again. You're not that late. I mean, I've been live for 10 minutes, and at least 6 of that was trying to get the stupid fucking chat window to show up. Fucking useless pile of shit. Anyway, I digress. So, there's been another update regarding my grandma. Now, for context, just in case people don't know exactly what's going on, so I'm going to fill things in here. Shortly after I came back from my Japan trip, my grandma had a fall whilst she was waiting to be, she went to go and be put into a home, and at the end of the day, she ended up having a fall once she went back home. She was with my uncle and my aunt, but they had left her by the time they took her back home, and it was 10 o'clock at night. She had a fall. I believe that she had a fall because she wasn't drinking enough. She didn't have a lot to eat that day, and I also believe that she was sitting in a chair the entire day, which actually made her back hurt to the point where she cried. So, I think all of these things together, plus the fact that she was tired, she ended up having a fall. The good news is she didn't hurt herself. The bad news is I think she did end up suffering from concussion or something, because she did seem quite confused. On top of all this, she ended up with an infection, And, sorry, these chats are going to be, like, ridiculous because I keep having my train of thought derail, but anyway. So she had an infection, and she also was told shortly after arriving that the recent results of her kidney test came in. Now, a few years ago, my grandma had one of her kidneys removed as it wasn't functioning properly and effectively slowly poisoning her, so she had it removed. She had the kidney test come in, and it was saying that her last remaining kidney was functioning at 15%. Now, for someone who only has a single kidney, I don't think I need to explain that that's not good. And I don't think it takes a medical professional to realize, oh, that's really not good. So the plan was to have her in hospital until she got better. They pumped her full of fluids and tried to increase the kidney's productivity so that when she recovered a bit more and her body gained a bit more strength, they could put her on dialysis if she wanted to go that route. Cue Thursday night last week, and this is how it's been for weeks now. It's been like this for almost, like, I think it's been like 2, maybe not 3 months, but it's been like at least 1.5 months at this point. Blast forward to Thursday night last week, or Friday, one of the two. Dad came back home from visiting. No, I'm getting my days mixed up. Sunday night, or Sunday afternoon, Thursday. Yes, I am getting mixed up. Thursday, my dad goes in to see her and tells us that she's on new medication and she's very, very sleepy. She's quite out of it, so don't expect much. We go and see her. My sister and I go and see her on Thursday, and on Sunday. See, I'm getting my days confused. On Sunday, and basically confirm she's falling asleep. We barely hold a conversation at all whatsoever. By this point in time, she's been in hospital long enough. She's complaining about the bed. She's not sleeping very well because the bed's uncomfortable. She's not eating a lot because she can't chew anything, so she has to eat mashed potatoes and scrambled eggs and ice cream, and that's basically it. That's the extent of the hospital menu, aside from, like, I think there was a mac and cheese dish that she had, like, once or twice. So she's not eating very well. I don't think she was drinking very well either after all the fluids went through, so things are already not looking in her favor. She still was fighting off the infection. On Monday this week, so that was Sunday this week, Monday this week, Dad comes home from seeing her and says, okay, well, I was in there and I was talking to the nurses, and she may have COVID. Because the nurses came in and asked me why I wasn't wearing a mask, or asked Dad why he wasn't wearing a mask. And he said, I haven't been told anything, there's no sign on the door or anything, and yeah, it turns out that Grandma may have COVID. Which is not good for a 91-year-old who is already quite weakened, and with a bad immune system, and a potentially failing kidney. So, Dad flies up, because he does FIFO work, fly in, fly out. So he flew up on Tuesday morning. We got a phone call just before I was about to go live on Tuesday night, which was last night. And it was not the update we wanted to hear, but the update we were kind of expecting, I suppose. Dad informed us that Grandma's kidney had failed. And again, I don't think I need to be a medical professional of any description to tell you that's not a good thing. Especially for someone who is down to one kidney. If that kidney has failed, that's not good. Effectively, she has a few days, if that. And today, Dad gave us a call whilst I was at work. My sister was at home today because she doesn't work Wednesdays, and she has been moved to palliative care. For context, palliative care is not necessarily for anything terminal, but it is in a way the hospital's way of saying we're just trying to make them comfortable and we're hoping they get through this because there's not much more we can do. So that's basically it. For a 91-year-old with a failed kidney that is spreading toxins throughout her body, I don't think she's going to pull through this one. I think that in a couple of days, we're probably going to get the phone call. And to be honest with you, I'm even expecting a phone call, like, right now in the middle of this stream. I'm expecting the phone call. The phone call of, she's gone. Which is not a nice thing to really think about, but I have a feeling that's only a couple of days away, you know? So that's basically about it. That's where we're standing right now. That's all the information I have. Just before I was going live, so like as I was setting up and stuff like that, my sister told me that she's changed wards, so I will need to go and ask again where she is staying. Speaking of that, I'm not entirely sure if I want to go and see her again, and I know that sounds rather nasty of me and not good, but I did see her on Sunday, and I don't think she's gonna be able to hold anything of a conversation. I'm not even sure if she's gonna be awake if I go in and see her on Thursday, and I don't know if I want to subject myself to that as well. So don't worry, I did the same thing with my grandfather when he passed. Yeah, like with Mum it was a little different. I hadn't had the chance to go and see her one more time, but with Grandma I have, so it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I know my sister isn't going. It's basically down to me, and I did say to her that I was going to drop by on Thursday and Sunday because that's what I've been doing, but Mum and Dad both said that I let my last memories be when they were still okay. Yeah, and see, that's a fair call. And like even then it's kind of, oh, for fuck's sake, even then it's kind of cursed for me, because technically speaking, my last memory with Grandma was her basically just falling asleep all the time in the chair, so also, fucking hell. Sorry, give me a sec. I am so sick of OVR Toolkit and its bullshittery, honestly. Keeps minimizing or closing my windows, and I'm not doing anything, and it's always the chat window that it's doing it to. I fucking hate it. So dumb. Sorry, I'm frustrated with it. There has to be a better method to display the chat, because this is just ridiculous, man. It's just not on. But yeah. So that's where we're currently residing with this. I'm expecting the phone call any day now, any minute even. Probably not going to get it tonight, I think, now that I've been told that she's been moved into a different ward. But I am expecting a phone call any day. Like, it could be tonight, even though, you know, she's just been moved to another ward. It could be tomorrow, it could be Saturday. I don't think she's going to be around before... I think she's going to pass away before my dad flies back in on Tuesday. So... yeah. But the good news is he has already said his goodbyes as well. He saw her on Saturday and he said his goodbyes as well. So he's comfortable with where he's sitting right now with her. So at least that's something. so he doesn't have to rush home, of course. Because he literally just flew up, and he's had an extra week off work, so he doesn't really want to be taking more time off. So, yeah. So that's the grandma situation, I'm afraid. Now, regarding myself, I don't want people to worry about me. I'm doing as okay as I can. These things are always difficult, of course, but I'm not the one that people should be worried about, I think, in this situation. I know that sounds a little bit mean, but I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing as well as I can. I've always had this sort of, I don't know how to explain it, this weird feeling when it comes to these sorts of things. Like, it's not me being upset or angry or frustrated or, you know, anything like that. It's just sort of that weird sort of emotion of you just going through the motions, if that makes sense. Like a I'm not sure if this is the right context of the word, but like a melancholy feeling. Like, it's just sort of that. So, like, I will be probably a little bit quiet. Like, even now, it's a bit... I'm struggling a little bit to talk, and usually I'm very talkative. As long as my train of thought doesn't derail. But it's just sort of that feeling. Like, I'll go a bit quiet, I might lose my appetite for, like, a day or two, and then I'll be okay up until the funeral happens, and then I'll be upset during the funeral, and then after that I'll be okay. Like, I just sort of... It's weird, and I don't understand how my brain works. It's like I've already accepted it, and then just the little reminder of the funeral that they're gone, and then I go back to accepting that they're no longer here, if that makes sense. And it's a little bit weird. I don't know. I was like this with my mum as well when she passed away, so it's not really anything new to me, but it doesn't make it any easier, and it doesn't make it any nicer either to have that feeling. So, but yeah, it's also been weird going up to the hospital as well. So my grandma is at the hospital that my mum went to when my mum was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. So it's been, again, this weird sort of somewhat unsettling feeling of going back to the hospital, walking through the same hallways. I don't think Grandma has been in the same ward as my mum, but, like, maybe there was one ward that she was in the same ward as my mum. But aside from that, it's been different wards. But it's still weird going to the same parking location, going down the elevators and going through the entrance and stuff like that. And it doesn't help that the hospital hasn't updated literally anything since 10 years ago. So, which is very strange, but like the doors haven't been changed or adjusted. They look just as spotless and clean, but they also have the same little advertising about, hey, main reception is this way. Literally the same people on the doors, so it's like, okay, it's very, very weird. But just that walk, like, from the car park, going into the hospital, and then going through the hospital, because at one point you do walk past a chapel to go to the ward that my grandma's in, and I don't know what it is, I can't help myself, I keep looking inside the chapel expecting to see, like a church or something like that doing their thing there, but there never is. It's just a chapel. Apparently that's where they had the Anzac Day remembrance, which my grandma did attend. She was part of the Australian New Zealand Army Corps, at least for World War II. Don't think so for World War I, even though she is 91 years old. I think she might have been a little too young for that, but But yeah. It's just very weird walking through the hospital. And like there's no music or there's no sound. It's really quiet. And I mean, to be fair, hospitals should be. Patients need to rest. But yeah, it's weirdly foreboding, I think. But it's not foreboding in a bad way. It's just a weird sense of familiarity that I don't quite understand and don't know how to put into words. It's not scary, it's filling me with anxiety, but not the anxiety of I need to run away or anything like that. It's just something happened here, if that makes sense. And like, I know what happened there, but it's like something uncomfortable, you know? So, I don't know. It's a bit weird. Maybe I'm a bit weird, I don't know. But yeah, so that's effectively that for Grandma so far. She's probably, well, like I said, she's not got long left, and I don't think really there's going to be any chance of her getting through this. Like, sure, okay, there might be some miracle, but I very highly doubt it. I very, very highly doubt it. So, and now that she's been moved to palliative care, yeah, that's basically the hospital saying, look, all we can do is make her comfortable. We can't do anything more for her. So, man, I'm kind of kicking myself. I had a bunch of things that I wanted to talk about, and I feel as though I should have talked about them. Like, I should have written them all down. But, you know, c'est la vie, I didn't do it. Typical Skylar didn't do the thing he was supposed to do. I also don't know what to do with my hands, either. I decided it would probably be in my best interests to sit down. So I'm sitting on my chair, which means you can probably hear the squeaking. Yeah, I'm just doing this in the middle of my room. Sorry to break your immersion. It makes it a little awkward too, that this is all happening now, and it's happening this year. I have been dealing with some feelings this year myself, because I know for a fact that something is coming up, and I've kind of half teased it in my trailer video that I made a while ago that I launched. Back in like late February, early March, something like that. I mentioned that there was a video that I was going to be making, and that's still something that I'm going to work on, but for a little context here, as I mentioned before, it has been 10 years this year since my mum passed away from acute myeloid leukemia and whatchamacallit? Pneumonia, that's the word I'm looking for, yes. Pneumonia. So, the fact that this is happening this year has made it even more awkward for me. But, like I said, you can't really plan for these things. These things happen. As Grandma has been saying this entire time, while she's been in hospital, it is what it is. Can't stop life, can't change life. So, as for this stream, it's probably going to be a little bit on the shorter side tonight. Basically just a bunch of yapping, really. Just wanted to get the not so nice stuff out of the way. Let people know that I'm doing alright. You know. Update folks and let people know what's going on in case people don't know exactly what's been going on. So, now you know basically as much as I do regarding this situation. Oh, and by the way, I still have no idea if Grandma did actually contract COVID or not. I have no clue. So, oops. Oh, I'm gonna skip this song. Just because I'm looking for more instrumental stuff. But, yeah, it's just... yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I'm doing as well as I can, just holding on, you know? Because that's really all I can do. There we go. That'll do. So, yeah. Like I said, I'm probably going to be a little bit quiet over the next few days, and I don't think that's going to change too much. I need to stop sitting on my legs. I have a bad habit of sitting cross-legged, especially when I'm streaming, and then my legs fall asleep. I was trying to position my arms, man, but the frickin' my armrests are here. And there's no armrests here in VR, so it looks like my arms are floating. Ugh, itchy nose. Yeah. So I've got to make the decision on whether or not I want to go and see her tomorrow night. Because I do go and see her on Thursday nights, but like I said, I'm not entirely sure if I want to at this stage. So... yeah. Sorry, I'm still learning gestures, and I'm, like, mega distracted by my gestures now. Trouble is, if I close my hands around in the fist, then it does that, and if I put them on my leg and my legs, then it does that too, and it moves my ears back. I can't win. Ugh. There. So... how about we talk about the PC problems, huh? Change tactics entirely and change from sadness to something that was mildly frustrating and now I have to look back and laugh at. Even though I don't want to laugh at it. So, as you guys know, I built a new PC with a friend around December, and for the most part it was working. Right up until I went to Japan, and when I came back about a week later, it decided it was going to have every issue under the sun. So... voice meter stopped working properly. It wouldn't let me install things into the program files folder on either hard drive, saying that I didn't have the permissions. I tried my best to change these permissions multiple times. It didn't fucking work. What else was there that was wrong with it? Oh, it decided that it needed to reactivate Windows and told me that I hadn't activated Windows. So that was fun. And then it also told me, then I also had OBS problems. Where it was just like, nope. Gonna drop frames. No explanation. So, but that's a problem that came up eventually. So, it was basically voice meter, it was, and voice meter may not have even been a problem, but it was basically the activate Windows thing, and it was starting to get annoying. So I tried reactivating Windows using the product key. So for full disclosure, what I did was I copied the hard drives, which is probably my first mistake. Don't copy your hard drives, kids. Just start from scratch. It's so much better. So I copied everything on the hard drives, including the Windows install, and then when I connected it all up, I changed the Windows product key, thinking that would do it. And for the most part, it worked for the first couple of months, and then it stopped fucking working. And then it was like, hey, need to activate Windows. What do you mean? Windows is activated. Make an image of my drive before I copy it. I thought I did, but apparently I didn't. So that was annoying. Just realized why your program files folder didn't work, even if you claimed ownership. Yeah, no. Yeah. I then re-imaged that onto the new drive, and it goes ahead as if nothing had happened. BitLocker? Yeah. Also, great. Chat window's broken again. Oh look, I can't even grab it. So this is frozen. Lovely. Hello? Yep, you're fucked. Cool, so now I've got to read tiny little chat over here. Also morning. Hi, Aaron Akaria, welcome on in. So with that plus Windows needing to be reactivated and me entering the product key and that failing, I was just like, what do I do? I messaged a few friends, and eventually I was suggested maybe you should just do a fresh install of Windows. Okay. Which went fucking well. It didn't go well. I have never ever had a situation where I went to reinstall Windows. I mean, to be fair, I don't do this very often, so, you know. But I've never had an installation of Windows fuck up so chronically badly that it was inexcusable. So what happened was, I was doing all the things, entering it, entered the fucking activation key, everything was fine, everything seemed to be going well. It got to the stage where it asked me for a username and password. I entered the username, I entered the password that I wanted to set, except I fucking didn't get that far. Because the entire fucking screen went blank. And I mean completely blank. I could move the cursor, and that would show up. But only when I moved the cursor. As soon as I let the mouse go, within 3 seconds, the cursor was gone from the screen. I let it sit there to sort its knickers out of a fucking twist. I came back 2 minutes later, no improvement. Shut it down. Turn it back on again. Then it had a problem recognizing the fucking drive, or the USB drive that I was using for Windows. So, had to figure that one out. Got it to work. Had to launch the Windows repair tool or something like that because it had failed during the fucking setup process. So, got that to work. Tried again. Got a little further this time because I sped it up so that I wouldn't have a problem. Same issue. What are you doing? Why are you doing it, Windows? Launch again. I changed one thing. Do you know what I changed? Fuck it, I'm not going to put the Windows activation key in there this time. And it worked. And it installed Windows correctly. Someone want to fucking explain to me what just fucking happened? Because I still don't fucking have a clue. Holy wow. Windows is a piece of shit. It did not help the permissions. Sorry, I'm gonna have to reload the chat window again. God, I'm so pissed off with this stupid thing. Microsoft have built one of the most reliable pieces of software ever, and they somehow managed to make it less reliable than Windows 98 in the past 5 years. Yep, basically. I will point out though, Aaron Arcaria, I was using Windows 10. And I still am to this day. I'm not actually using Windows 11. Should probably update it, but I'm worried that everything and the kitchen sink is now going to break. Again. But anyway. So, and yes, I was, by the way, reinstalling just Windows 10. I had the fucking USB and everything else. It was fine. So, it should have worked. So, after this reload, everything continued to break. This was when I had the OBS frame rate issue, where it was just, for whatever reason, dropping a shit ton of frames every time I started the stream. It would sort itself out after about 2 minutes or so, but there was no excuse for it to be happening in the first place. But it's still working as intended. It's generating them tons of cash and mining an ungodly amount of data. Losing a lot of clients. Not really. So, that was when I had that issue. Voice meter wasn't working. I still couldn't install anything into the program files folders, and I was losing more access. And I just went, I am so done with this pile of shit that I have put together with my friend. And this is the second time I have built a PC and something has fucking gone wrong. And honestly, I'm at the point where I will never build a PC again. Europe is making big strides in leaving Microsoft American software. Oh, wow. So, at this point, I don't know what else to do. I'm just gonna fucking take it down. So I take it down into the repair shop and I say, look, this is what I've done. It hasn't worked. These are the issues that are presenting myself. You are going to wipe both storage drives this time instead of just the Windows drive. You're going to wipe the storage drive as well, and I'm just going to start from scratch. Here's the Windows key. Just get everything up and running for me, please. It took them maybe a day, and then I was able to pick it up, but I was paranoid. So it took me about 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even a month, before I finally moved the new PC back into my room where the old PC was. So the old PC I dragged back out of retirement and set it up so I could continue streaming. So I was still able to stream whilst I was waiting and setting up the new PC. I plugged the new PC into the office and was slowly just like casually going through the motions and installing stuff. When I confirmed that the new PC didn't have any problems with OBS, that's when I was like, okay, this seems safe enough to put it back into my bedroom. So I moved it back into my bedroom, and I've been using it ever since. It's only been just this weekend that I finally finished setting everything up on it. So it's been a very slow process. I've been streaming from it for, I think, maybe about 2 to 3 weeks now, but it's been very, very slow at resetting everything. And I've only just finished it all effectively this weekend. Just gone, so. But private citizens are not migrating to alternatives. Europe is developing their versions of Linux because Microsoft refuses to process data locally. It won't prevent data collection either, and for security concerns, since the US has shown since the war with Ukraine kicked off again in 2022, that there are software kill switches built in. Private is the smallest segment and the least paying one. The data is worth the most, except Azure is what generates money for Microsoft. Also, yep, Windows crashed again. Windows crashed, and I keep losing access to the fucking window controls as well. OVR Toolkit is honestly not fun. Windows crashed again? No, my stupid chat window that I've got open. Yeah, the VR window, yeah. It just keeps freezing and not working. The OBS window is fine, so I can still see you guys chatting, but I have to really fucking look because my eyesight is shit. Which is why I have the chat window open up, but the chat window keeps minimizing, and then when it restores itself, it thinks that I'm opening the main Firefox window because instead of the pop-out chat window, and it's also constantly freezing on me. Like, it's not moving. It hasn't moved in the past 2 minutes, 3 minutes now. So. It's not the Windows thing though. Windows 11 can be as garbage as possible and people will still use it. I had the same issues with both OVR Toolkit and Access Overlay. I gave up on them. Yeah, I wish there was another solution. If you know of one, please let me know, because I'd love there to be another solution to view my chat window. Because this isn't working, and it never has. Not properly. I constantly have the same issue. I can grab this window and move it around this time around, but yeah, I've lost the fucking window controls entirely. So I can't even close it to respawn it. Oh, there we go. I got it. Yeah. Although that seemed to work. Closing and opening the window seemed to work. So Microsoft is losing a lot of clients. I didn't say Windows is, although Windows still lost roughly 10% of market share to Apple Linux in the past 3 years. That's just guesstimates based on browser reports. Sorry, I interpreted as Windows, not Microsoft wholesale. But yeah, so the good news is everything's working again. So I also got something else that broke was the Amuse widget. Ha! Haha. That's also been a fucking thing to fucking figure out. So, I now know clearly why that broke. Because a certain streaming platform that doesn't like you streaming your music through said streaming platform, when you're streaming live on OBS or whatever, decided to update its web API settings so that only premium users who subscribe can use it. Which means all of these little players broke. All of them. Everyone who was using a free account, it broke. Including mine. I have fixed it by subscribing to premium. Something that I am ashamed to admit, and I fucking hate that I had to do it, but it was either that, or you guys have no music in VR. That was something that I fixed literally this weekend. I also finally got around to moving my entire audio library over. That was a process that took all day. So I know people are going to hate me for this, but I use iTunes. But the reason I use iTunes is because all my music's already on there, and more importantly, that's where I buy things. That's where I buy CDs and stuff. So, or soundtracks and stuff like that. So I use iTunes, I'm sorry. Doesn't Muse work with YouTube Music as well? It does, but I couldn't find half of the stuff. And I would have to rebuild all of the playlists again. Also, hi Cousin Ken. But yes, it does work with YouTube Music. And also, apparently there's ads in YouTube Music. So, interesting. Reddit stopped working on my phone browser this weekend. Oh, lovely. So they changed the API, ironically enough, in February. So this was right after my Japan streams, I believe. So I had one more, sorry. So I had I had 4 Japan streams, I think. Or was it 3? I don't know. Either way, at one stage, I ended up doing a VR chat stream in, well, VR chat for Japan, and the Amuse widget was working just fine for that. But afterwards, like, after that, when I tried to do it again, it broke. And it's been broken ever since. And now I know the reasons why. Now, to be fair, my friend Mars did tell me that that was the reason why it broke. I needed to be a premium subscriber. But they also didn't mention, like, it was because of the fact that they changed the web API. So now I know that it was the fact that they changed the web API, which I discovered over the weekend. So, what symptoms are you getting? So, yes, and as I was saying, I use iTunes as my default music player because it has all my music on it. I can add whatever I want to it. Hopefully that's still a thing. Seems to be at the moment, but I'm not entirely sure on that. Apparently they might be changing that soon. I do know that you can it's a struggle to import CDs to it now. But I use it because soundtracks are on there, CDs are on there, like I can just buy stuff. So, forces me to download their apps and doesn't let me scroll or interact with the page, even if I block the layers using uBlock. Oh, lovely. Isn't that a pile of fun? But moving your iTunes library is a lot more difficult than you think it is. There are instructions on the website, which is good, so I just followed them, and then it sort of worked. And then it was like, hey, I don't know where your audio files are. And I'm like, yeah, but the audio files haven't changed or anything like that, so I don't know what you're talking about. But luckily, changing it, and it was like, okay, well, I managed to find almost all of the files, and then I had to do this several times, and then it finally was like, hey, I've found all of your audio files, so I can play everything again. I'm like, okay, thank you. So, that was basically the last thing that I have to do now. So the computer is basically up and running again. What about all.reddit.com? My Firefox is configured to redirect allreddit.com. Actually, I think it's a good thing I don't have to worry about doom scrolling Reddit on my phone anymore. I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's that your PC works to your standard now. Yes. Everything is functional. Which means it's going to break in 2 weeks. Take advantage of this whilst you can. I'm gonna be back to not streaming VR chat again, because it's gonna fucking break again. I don't have high hopes for this thing. So yeah, that's been an entire network of problems that I had to sort through, but hey, like I said, it's working again now, so that's the main thing. It's nice to finally have a functional computer again. The old computer has been taken back into the office. The old computer has been taken back into the office. It's basically waiting for some free time, and eventually I'd like to turn it into a server. So that's the idea. With that. It's also weird that I have like 3 computers now. I basically have the server computer, I have my current computer, and now I have the spare one that I got from work for free, that I'm just using as a YouTube browser, effectively. And even then, I'm not using it as that, because right now it's just sitting in my bedroom, and it's connected to the TV in my bedroom, and it does nothing, because I'm using my iPad when I go to bed. I use my iPad, and I watch an episode of Bluey, and then I go to bed. That iPad was kind of handy when I was flying to Japan, too. Say what you will about Apple, but I will say that, at least for the moment, they seem to be the ones who make the better tablets. And I say that having tried, over the years, to use multiple Samsung tablets. I've used Lenovo tablets, and I can rightfully say, I have hated every single one of them. They just... constant issues, constant problems, constant failing to load, the whole works. Apple seems to be the only tablet that actually works for me, so that's why when I wanted to upgrade to a new tablet, I bought another Apple tablet. Samsung tablets are so bad. To be fair, I haven't had a Samsung tablet since like a Samsung Galaxy Tab 4 or something like that, but they were rubbish. Absolute rubbish. But I did have... I inherited a iPad mini, like an original iPad mini from my Nana, because they were just sitting in the office not doing anything after Nana and Mum passed away. So we just had a bunch of iPads just sitting around. So I was just like, hey Dad, can I have one of the iPads? And Dad was just like, yeah, sure, go for it, take whichever one you want. So I took I took the iPad mini, and I was using that. But early last year or so, of course, being an original iPad mini, Apple doesn't want to continue releasing software updates, so eventually it just broke to the point where I couldn't even use Firefox. Like, it gradually was slowly losing app compatibility, and then it just lost Firefox, and I'm like, okay, I now need to upgrade. First good Android tablets came out a few years ago from OnePlus and Oppo. It's because, yeah, 10 plus years of Android tablets and everything was just god-awful, even in the premium $1,000 segment. And I'm not too keen on Oppos either. My most recent phone, aside from the new phone that I've got, my second most recent phone was an Oppo Reno 10X Zoom, and I fucking hated that thing. Just straight up, man, I just hated it. Did not like it from day dot, and it gradually got slower and slower and slower, and eventually it started running hot. And I'm pretty sure the batteries expanded. That thing's a fucking fire trap. I'm not keen on their phones either. And what did miss was good or bad news, Grandma? Dark Coup Patrol, it was bad news. She has been put into palliative care, which effectively means the hospital can't really... It's not... Technically speaking, palliative care is not for terminal illnesses, it's for any illness, but it's basically saying the hospital is just going to let it run its course. They can't really do much more, and they're just going to take care of her as best as they can. But in Grandma's case, it's pretty much terminal. With a failed kidney and all, so... And like I said, she's down to one kidney, and that kidney has failed, so... Not much more to say there. Anyway, rest of it's all on the VOD. You can play it back later. So the only reason, Aaron Arcaria, that I got an Oppo Reno 10X Zoom in the first place was because work was giving me a phone. They let me buy a phone, but they wouldn't let me buy a Samsung. And that was the phone I wanted. I wanted one of their more recent Samsungs, and they wouldn't let me because they wouldn't pay for it. They were just like, we can get you this one. And I'm like, listen, I don't fucking like it. But I guess. Skylar, why your PC hate you? Don't like Samsung either. I mean, I've not had too many problems with this phone. Apparently my manager had problems with a Samsung recently as well. And he hated them, and he went back to Oppo. And I'm like, why did you go back to Oppo? That's shit. I really dig my Motorola V50 flippy one. Yes. Hi Skywolfie, welcome on in. Like stock Android, which isn't what Samsung or Oppo offers. And these brands are the best. Also, Dark Code Patrol, my PC hates me. I don't know why it does, it just does. Unironically, yes. So, but yeah. I got the Oppo Reno 10X Zoom for free from work, and after about a year it started dying, and I've just put up with it ever since. I can't believe that I took that thing to PAX, and I used it at PAX when it was effectively dying. No, was that my iPhone SE that I took? Maybe it was the iPhone SE, and that's when I upgraded to the Oppo Reno. Maybe, I don't know. Especially the latest tablet from Honor. It's the latest 12-inch tablet. So I want to hear beautiful noises loud, put link in for you to hear it. And the reason I still buy the occasional refurbished iPhone is for face tracking. Yeah, I have heard good things about face tracking. Apparently the iPhone SE was good for that, so I've still got my iPhone SE, so I might use that at some point, maybe. Those beautiful noise. Dark Crew Patrol, it's going to be a little bit hard for me at the moment because I'm literally in VR. So, if you like, you can whisper it to me and I'll check it out later. I would prefer that, to be honest. 12.3 inch 450G only. Yeah. I like the iPad mini because it's small and compact. I thought about getting an iPad because it's like, oh, well, you know, I could grab a stylus and use it and such, but I decided not to. I just went with the iPad mini because I prefer the sizes. I don't want a Logitech G502. On Hawaii is the Flight Sensor 2. I think the last iPhone that will do face tracking is the XS. It has to have Face ID. Yeah, I can't remember if my iPhone SE does or doesn't have Face ID. I think it did get it in an update, but I could be wrong. It's also very old, so no tracking from what I can tell. But yeah. Hey, I have not regretted... To be fair, I have not regretted buying that iPad mini. It's come in very handy. Like, I used it... I'm using it for reading books and watching YouTube and... definitely legal content. This is what you do with your device. iPad / Pro are basically handheld laptops. iPad mini is a nice backpack computer that doesn't make you squint your eyes. Exactly, and that's why I like it so much. Red the Dragon and Blue Sight. That's why I like my iPad mini so much, because it just slots straight into your backpack. And it's basically my entire book library and YouTube all rolled into one. Like, I can just... It's great. And that's the other thing too, like, I would travel with books and take books with me, because I would read. But books are heavy and take up a lot of space. And then you have to worry about them getting damaged and destroyed and such. But, I mean, to be fair, you gotta worry about that with your tablet too. But if you spill a tiny little bit of water on your tablet, it's not gonna fucking seep through all the fucking pages. And a neat little thing to remove ads from software level on Android devices, and I've never been more happy. Nice. Could say that a normal iPad fits in your backpack too, but try holding that in on the bus / train without elbowing your neighbors. Exactly. Nothing wrong. It's Android anymore, Goober. So, yeah. That's why I like it so much. Like, I know some people may be against the Apple ecosystem, but I don't use Apple books anymore to buy my books. I'm buying them from elsewhere. I think I'm probably going to make a full shift to Amazon books, to be honest. There was Google Books as well, which is where I bought all the Sonic IDW comics and some Turtles comics as well. But I think I'm probably just going to move them all over to... Well, I can't move them, so I'm probably going to have to buy them again. But I'll probably just use Amazon as my bookstore. Because Amazon does have the Kindle, and all of the books that are on the app should be on... Or on Kindle should be on the app, so... I'm quite happy with that. Only thing is I've got to be careful is if I need an internet connection to access it every time. Because I don't really need that with Google. So, as long as I download the books beforehand, of course. Phone has its own OS on the top of it. Apple sucks. Alright, I'm not using slashes anymore. They seem hard to read. Or if they just did that, actually. You need to be logged in to read books. Oh, really? Ah! Well, that's stupid. That's very annoying, then. What if you don't have an internet connection? Like you're on a fucking plane, which is where I'm going to be doing a bit of my fucking reading. I would not have fucking survived those flights to Japan without my Sonic IDW comics. Let me fucking tell you. My 3DS was dying. And it wouldn't charge because the cable was fucked. This is why people build cyberdecks. I bought this stupid USB cable for my 3DS to charge it whilst I was away, and it lasted the entire trip until I wanted to go home. And then I plugged it in on the fucking plane, and it didn't fucking work. Now I've got a better cable, because it was one of those stupid multi-cables where it's got like a 3DS and a PlayStation Portable and a PlayStation Vita and a PlayStation and a Nintendo DS and a Game Boy Advance SP. It's like one of those stupid things. I've never liked them. They don't seem to work very well for me. But that was all the cables they had, and I was in a rush because it was like 3 days before I fucking flew out. So I needed something. So I picked up one, and I took the brand new one with me, and yeah, it failed right at the end of the trip. So I've now since bought some new USB 3DS cables, and those seem to be working, so just make sure to not lose them this time, Skylar, like you did with the last 3DS cable that you bought. This Apple offers you a base 128 gigabytes. This is why I have a never online e-ink reader. And the upgrade costs $200. Alright, gotta head to the store because I'm hella hungry and my yogurt is spoiled. Alright, no worries, Aaron. I'll carry it. Catch you later. Thank you for dropping by. But yeah, I read the, I was reading the Sonic IDW comics, which are fantastic, by the way, and you should definitely read them. There is no sarcasm here. No. I fucking love them. You should read them. They are very, very good. The artwork is incredible. The storylines are fantastic. I still am yet to read the Turtles IDW comics, so I want to read them. Spoil doesn't mean bad. The weekend comic is sick. The weekend comic? Oh, that's what it's called. Okay, yeah. I think I've heard about that, but I've not read it. The weekend, right, gotcha. Yeah, I've not heard about it myself, so I wouldn't be able to comment on that one. I think I've heard about it. It sounds familiar, but like I've not seen what it's about. Or know what it's about. But it might be not safe for work. Ah, okay. Probably not my cup of tea then. But yes, as a fan of the Sonic Archie comics, I have really been enjoying the Sonic IDW comics. It's more of a romantic comic. Oh, in that case, definitely not interested. I'm not a romance guy, I'm afraid. So that's me out. There's also, what else have I got on my iPad right now? I can't remember. You're handsome? No, I'm not. What else have I got on my iPad? Oh, I've got, what's it called? Christopher Audrey put out a Railway series book. Not an official Railway series book, it's like a, how would you call it? It's like the Legend of Zelda book that they made for the Legend of Zelda series. That goes into detail about the, books and stuff. Or that goes into detail about the games and goes through the timeline and stuff like that. Beta DLC? No, it's a book. A physical book. It's either Sodor reading between... Yeah, it's Sodor reading between the lines. Christopher Audrey recently re-released Sodor reading between the lines. I've started reading that. I need to get back into it. Compendium? I think so, yeah. Something like that. I can't remember what they call it. I want to call it like the series Bible, but I know for a fact that's not quite right. But yeah, I've been reading that, and it's been interesting reading about the extra like information. So he put some new information in it. So the reason why he re-released it at all was because he saw the inflated prices of it online and went, that's not good. So he just fucking re-released the fucking thing with new information. Because he could just do that. So he did. He was just like, I don't like the way that this book is overinflated on eBay and stuff like that. So I'm just going to re-release it, and here's some brand new information for you. So he just did it. So I've been reading that as well. So that's been good to read through. I need to get back into it though. I haven't touched it since I came back from Japan because I was reading it whilst I was on the flight. I also need to read The Wild Robot because I really enjoyed the movie, and apparently the books are a bit different. So I do want to read the Wild Robot series as well. I think I've got them on my iPad, but I'm not sure. And I need to find somewhere that I can get the Asterix comic books. I was getting them from Rakuten Kobo, but then they took them down because they lost the license or something like that and couldn't publish them anymore. And then it seems as though they've got it back. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I should or shouldn't. I don't know. The problem is, it's kind of like a streaming service, isn't it? Like, half of the books are not available, and some of the books are available on some service, and then not available on another service, and then they're available on this service, but they're not available on that service. So you have to install multiple fucking book apps, and that's what I've got on my stupid iPad at the moment, is just multiple book apps, because I've got to have like 4 fucking libraries. I can't just have one. Ugh. And aside from that, I've been watching Bluey, which I've never gotten around to. The Australian hasn't been watching the so-called Australian icon. That's actually been I did not expect myself to enjoy that as much as I expected to, because I thought that was a preschooler show. But I've been quite wronged. I actually really enjoy it. I think the series is quite wholesome. I will say, I think that my least favorite character, ironically enough, is Bluey. I kind of feel like Bluey is a bit of a brat. And doesn't quite seem to learn from the lessons that they learn from multiple episodes, and takes a while to learn a lesson. Muffin is the best character. Muffin is quite funny. I think my favorite character would have to be Bingo. Bingo is just wholesome. And is not quite as much of a judgmental character as Bluey is. Bingo just sort of like... Bingo's the sort of character that just accepts things as face value, and like, if they have a problem, then it's very, very well... How would you say? Characterized, I think. But I love how Bingo is quite like a bundle of positivity, and it takes a bit to upset Bingo. You know, Bingo doesn't just get upset over everything, and is very quick to come around out of it as well. I think that's what I like about Bingo, and Bingo's also just silly. So that's why I think Bingo is my favorite character. But I do like how wholesome Chili can be, and how funny Chili can be when she suddenly shoots a nasty look at Bandit as well. That's quite funny. Bandit's also quite good and well written. His asterisk joke caught me off guard. I was not expecting Bluey to reference asterisks, but that must have been an asterisk reference when in one of the episodes, I can't remember the names of the episodes, I'm sorry, but in one episode, Bandit literally says, "Bye, Tortatis," and I had to pause the video and put my iPad down and have an existential crisis for a second, because I was like, holy shit, was that a fucking asterisk reference? I had to pull up my fucking phone and search for it and see if it was an asterisk reference. And the internet seems to agree that it was probably an asterisk reference. And I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, wow. Asterix was everywhere when I was a kid. Asterix was in, like, all of the, Asterix was in school, like, Asterix books. They were just in school. You could just get them out from the library. I used to do that all the time. That's why I said, like, I want to read more of the Asterix books. I actually haven't read all of them. But one day I would very much like to finish reading the entire series. I think I've read probably about half of them, but I haven't really read a lot of the new stuff. Excuse me. I think the newest one that I've read is Asterix and the Pix. But then there's like... there's quite a few new ones out there now that I want to read. And like I said, I want to read the whole series. So that's why I started buying them on Rakuten Kobo, because I started with Asterix the Goal. And then that's when they took them off, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, I literally just found all of them on here, and now you've taken them away. So I'm still looking for them on another service. I think there are other services out there that have them, but yeah. In terms of what I read, I would need to ring up an entire list. Off the top of my head, I have read Asterix the Goal, Asterix in Spain, Asterix in Britain, Asterix... and in no particular order, by the way. Asterix and Cleopatra, Asterix the Legionnaire, which is my favourite book so far, Asterix the Gladiator, Asterix and the Golden Sickle, Asterix and the Great Divide, Asterix and Sun, Obelix and Co. Trying to think, because my sister has like a stack of them about that big. And now I'm trying to think of how many I have actually read. Asterix in the Falling Sky, Asterix in the Pix. Asterix in the Class Act. Asterix in the Banquet, that was a good one. I actually really like that one. Can't forget that one, because that's where Dogmatics was introduced. Asterix and the Goths, I think, is another one. Is it Asterix and the Goths? I'm pretty sure it's Asterix and the Goths. Ironically enough, the music that's playing right now very much sounds like it's from Asterix and Obelix XXL. It's not, but boy does it sound like it. What else? No, it's slipped my mind. Asterix Conquers America. That's one that I've read once or twice. Yeah, I can't think of any others. But every single one of the Asterix books that my sister has read, I have read all of those. At least one. Asterix and the Chieftain's Shield. How can I forget that one? That's my second favorite. That was a good one. I really enjoyed that one. And now we're sitting here talking about Asterix. I have watched all of the Asterix animated films aside from the more recent ones. I have yet to see Secret of the Magic Potion, which apparently did get a DVD Blu-ray release here in Australia, but I missed it, and now I can't find it anywhere, and I'm very upset. There's the new Netflix series for Asterix and the Big Fight, which I really want to watch, because I have seen the two different dubbed versions of the original Asterix and the Big Fight. Oh boy, that's such a fucking mess, and I want to see what they've done this time around on the Netflix series. I've watched Asterix vs. Caesar, Asterix, the 12 Tasks of Asterix, Asterix the Goal, Asterix and Cleopatra, Asterix Conquers America. I can't remember which other Asterix film, Asterix and the Big Fight, both versions. Don't have one of those versions anymore, I only have one version now. But we did have two versions of it on VHS. And I think they're the same film, but slightly dubbed differently. Oh dear. It was quite funny watching it and just being like, everyone except Asterix has a changed fucking name. So Asterix is the only character. Asterix and Obelix are the only character with the regular names. Vital Statistics is like Chief Ton of Bricks or something. I know that's also the case in Asterix the Goal as well. Then there's Getafix is named Vitamix or something like that. I don't know. It was a bit weird. But yeah. I've watched all of those original animated films. Haven't watched any of the live action stuff, and like I said, I've watched, Asterix and the Mansions of the Gods, which is fucking hilarious. I do love that film. Oh, and that's another book I've read. Asterix and the Mansions of the Gods, I've read that one. Asterix and the Cauldron, I've read that one too. And I have... And that's it for the most recent Asterix films. Like, Asterix and the Vikings, which is Asterix and the Normans, which I have seen. Asterix and Obelix, which I've read, sorry. Asterix and Obelix All at Sea is one that I've read as well. That's another one that my sister has, as well as Asterix and the Normans. So yeah. I've read a lot of Asterix over my time, you can tell. That's why I played the games on stream, Asterix and Obelix XXL and XXL2, because I know the series quite well. I even found a choose your own adventure asterisk book once, where you play as Just for Kicks, which is Vital Statistics' nephew. But I could never find it again. I got it once from the library, and then I could never find it again. Never. So, apparently there was a whole range of them. And Tintin. Like, I read a lot of Tintin as well. I was kind of halfway through reading Tintin because my sister got like a full collection of Tintin, which contains every single book. I never finished that. The only book that I can name off the top of my head that I have read from Tintin is Tintin the Seven Crystal Balls. And that's it. But I know I've read a lot more than that. I got a good, like, chunk into the series before I stopped reading them. And there was no real reason to it, I just stopped reading them. The Tintin movie was pretty good. The recent one that came out a few years ago. Well, I say recent, but it's been more like 10 years at this point. And they've also got a Lego set. I need to go buy that. Some stage. They've got a well, yeah, I've read Destination Moon and Explorers on the Moon. So and Tintin Shooting Star. Or Fallen Star, whatever it is. So I read those ones. I read Red Rackham's Treasure. The book before that as well. Cigars of the Pharaoh. And there's one before that as well. One before Cigars of the Pharaoh as well. Some of the books lead into each other. And I've read some of those. But yeah. So I read that one. Very, very keen to pick up the Lego set though. I'm disappointed though, because they don't use the characters in their traditional outfits, so Tintin doesn't quite have his blue shirt. They're all dressed as astronauts instead. So Captain Haddock doesn't have his captain hat, doesn't have his regular sailor outfit. Tintin doesn't have his regular outfit. Professor Cuthbert Calculus doesn't have his green outfit and green hat. Thompson and Thompson don't have their outfits either. But they do have their funny hair that they got from drinking that weird potion that was sitting on the professor's desk that they shouldn't have drunk. Perhaps that's a Lego set that I can build on stream at some point. I do want to set things up so I can build Lego on stream. Goodness knows I've got enough Lego sets to do it. Hi Killazeno, welcome on in. You need to build your stockpile Lego first. No. Also, did I pronounce your name right? I apologize if I didn't. Feel free to correct me. It's been so long since I pronounced your name that I have forgotten how to pronounce it. Although, to be fair, I have been thinking recently about building my Lego city. You're fine. Okay, cool. Very, very recently, I have been thinking about building my Lego city. I've got a few sets, and I just need to buy the base plates, and I am looking at the cupboard in the living room. And I'm like, hey Dad, if you don't do anything with that, you're gonna lose it, man. You're gonna lose it to my Lego city. That's where it's going. I was gonna put my Lego city on my desk, but now I'm gonna use that and put my Lego Animal Crossing on my desk. And instead, I'm gonna build my Lego city on that. I might just start doing it and not tell him. Which is horribly mean, but I might start doing it and just not tell him. And just be like, yep, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. He's gonna come home from work and just be like, Skyle, what is this? And I'm gonna be like, it's Lego. Adverse possession, exactly. You weren't doing anything with it, so I did. Not my fault. You want it back? You move the Lego, man. Hey, it's the perfect spot for building a Lego city, to be honest. The Lego base plates that I have, or the base plate that I've got, will fit on there just fine. And I can, it's like wide enough that I can put a little Lego track in front of it too. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm thinking of buying the streetcar set, which is basically a tram set, and then using that and putting that at the front of the Lego city, because it comes with at least, I think it might actually come with 2 stations. If it doesn't, I can easily make one. So it's gonna come with at least 1 station. So I'm just like, I'm gonna do that. I'd love to motorize it and then have it move back and forth, but you know, it's hard to motorize that thing. Probably would take him a while to notice, to be honest with your dad. I mean, you're not entirely wrong, but I think he might actually notice it depending on how big the building is. I think he would just be like, oh, what's that doing there? And then he'd probably forget to mention it. That's probably what would happen. He would notice it straight away, but then forget to mention it to me. And it would be like a week later. Oh yeah, by the way, Skylar, what are you doing over there? And I'll just be like, building the city. It is that, that cupboard is bigger than the desk that I have in my bedroom. So I probably could get a few more buildings on it, which is why I want to use it. I mean, it's not going to have what we intended for it, so once it's been blown out of the water, the less said about that, the better. But, and Dad said, I think Dad said he was going to do something with it, and he still hasn't, like half the other projects around the house that he hasn't done. So it's just like, well, you're not using it, it's sitting there, fuck it. You've repainted the living room now, you've moved all of the photos, they're not sitting on it anymore, so it's just bare. So I'm just gonna claim it with Lego. Of course, I've got to buy the base plates first. Let's not forget, there are some hurdles to jump through. I've got to buy the base plates first. Maybe that's what I should do, is just buy the base plates and just put them on there, and then put a few Lego minifigs on there, and like put maybe like a rail on it, and just see if he notices. See if he notices, see if he mentions it. And then if he doesn't mention it, every time he comes home, add another building. Until finally he says something, and then just be like, yeah, you lost your privileges of this. It's mine now. You want it, you move it. Don't think I'd be able to get the Lego Tintin set on there, though. That would have to wait. I mean, I just want the minifigs out of it, so... Don't think I'm going to put a spaceport on my Lego city. I think it's just going to be a Lego city. Like, just a regular city. So it's going to have... I do have the 3-in-1 noodle shop, which also transforms into it, which also can be built into an arcade. So I want that. I want the noodle shop itself, so I bought 2 copies of it. There's gonna be a train station, there's gonna be a hotel, there's gonna be like a building, perhaps? Convince him the Lego has been there the whole time, I don't know what you're What do you mean, Dad? It's been there since I came back from Japan. Don't know what you're talking about. A proper gaslighting, yep. Just like, I should just like slyly elbow him and just be like, if you really want, if you build that 007 set that I bought you for Christmas a couple of years ago, I'll put it on there. He's delusional, take him to the infirmary. I do need to build some of the Lego Sonic sets, but again, I'm waiting to... I want to build those on stream like I do with the Animal Crossing sets. I want to build that on stream because it's game related, so... But I would like to have those characters in my Lego City. I would like to have Sonic characters in my Lego City. There's definitely going to be some Disney characters because I've already got those. Need to open up all... Oh my goodness. I just remembered the pile of Lego minifigs that I have that are still in box. The minifig series, which is like individual minifigs. Oh boy. Oh dear, oh dear. I think I have about 3 or 4 series of those just sitting there waiting to be built. I've got the D&D set, I've got Series 26, Series 27, I know that there's another one. I can't tell from here, but I know that there's at least 4 sets of minifigs. Which are right next to you. Yep. They're just over there. I mean, they're kind of like behind me. I'm sitting in the middle of my room at the moment, so they're kind of behind me, and I can't quite see them. But they're over there. And I don't really want to get them out, because I'm sitting here in VR, so... But... oh boy. Yeah, there's a D&D set, and there's at least 2 regular Lego sets as well. Which, ironically enough, the most recent minifig set that came out, it's literally just fursuiters. It's all animals. All animal suits. It's literally just a bunch of furries. So of course I bought all of them. Man, that reminds me of something I need to do as well. I need to pick up a second crocodile minifig for specific reasons. Yeah. Specific reasons. I think actually I've got Series 26, 27, and 28. That's what it was. Maybe. I don't know. But they're all waiting to be opened. I could do what I was doing with the card packs many years ago on streams, where I was opening a card pack a day. I could open a box of I could open a minifig box on stream. Kinda want to do that, but again, I kinda want to do it when I'm building Lego. But I've got to get a setup for that, so... Don't really know exactly what I need to do for a setup for that. I need to talk to a few friends and see what they recommend. Don't really know a lot of people who have built Lego on stream. I know 1 or 2 people who have built model kits on stream, so might be able to ask them and see what they suggest. Cameras and lighting and stuff. But there's so many Lego sets just sitting over there in the corner waiting to be built, and they're all... half of them are waiting for me to stream them, so... Like the D&D Lego set, the Legend of Zelda set, the Animal Crossing sets, the Sonic the Hedgehog sets. Anything and everything to do with the train, although that's getting to the point where I'm just going to build them myself. There's a couple of trains that I'm probably just going to build myself, I think. Because I think this year for Christmas, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a Lego display instead of the Plurale display that I've been doing for the past couple of years. So I think I'm going to do a Lego display instead, because I've got starting to get a couple of Lego sets now. Or like Lego Christmas sets. A friend has picked up the the Gingerbread 8080 for me, so I'm gonna be picking that up. And I picked up the Christmas train from last year, and I need to motorize it. And I also got to motorize the other Christmas train that was released quite a few years ago. So I'm kind of mad that I haven't picked up a lot of the Christmas sets, though. Sturdy table is a good start. I mean, to be fair, I do have a table to build the Lego on. So that's not too much of a problem. That was the little DIY table that I made, that I put legs on myself. So, and I've built Lego on that before, so it's fine. Just as long as none of the parts roll off, because I swear this room is slightly uneven, because when I put the table up, if I have like a very small, like a cylinder Lego piece or something like that, and it hits and it lands on its side, it will just roll off the table. And then it gets lost in the carpet and you can't fucking find the damn thing. So I have to be very careful when building Lego, but usually it's fine. It's just like if it hits past a certain point on the table. I don't think it's the table being uneven, I think it's the room being uneven, because it's no matter where I put the table. And I set up the table in different spots every time. I can't put it in exactly the same spot, so it just rolls off. It's like, oh, thanks. And we've got the Lego Mario minifigs coming next year. Holy shit. And apparently there's going to be Pokemon minifigs too that are coming out later this year. So my wallet's going to hate me. Oh no, I have a lot of Lego to buy. I mean, even without them, I still have a lot of Lego to buy. There's so many sets that I want. There's another 3-in-1 castle that's just come out a couple of months ago before I went to Japan. There's also a haunted house set, 3-in-1 set that's come out. There's the Lego police train set, the Tintin set that I keep mentioning. I want to get the burger truck set, the donut truck set, the French fry truck set, just to help with the city. There is the Orient Express, but I'm kind of on the fence about it, because it doesn't translate very well to being motorized, so it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I'm not entirely sure if I want it or not. It's also very expensive. It's like $400 fucking dollars. And you can only buy it at the Lego store, so good luck getting it on a discount. Ugh. Hi, Swooshy, welcome on in. We're sitting here talking about Lego. Which I don't have a problem. Of which I don't have a problem. I can stop anytime I want. Yep. Mm-hmm. Bah. Those are my favorite emotes. Narbo, hi Diamond, welcome on in. We're busy talking about my crippling Lego addiction. I mean, Lego. I know that there are some other sets too. I just picked up one of the Animal Crossing sets because that's going to retire soon. There's a few more Animal Crossing sets that I gotta get as well. Trying to think what other sets there are. I mean, everybody collects something. Yeah, right now I really am just a Lego collector, aren't I? Because they're all just sitting there, not built. They're slowly encroaching on my floor space. I was just thinking the other day too, actually, I need to like stack them up properly. Rather than the way they are at the moment. I think I need to just stack them all up. I don't talk about how many avatar bases I have. Speaking of which, Diamond, I've seen a couple, I can't remember them recently. I've been sharing a few with Mars, and I'm just like, hey Mars. And Mars is just like, yep, want that one too, want that one, want that one, want that one. Collect a lot of acrylonitrile, butadiene, citrine. I'm assuming you mean the plastic that Lego is made out of. I mean, I wouldn't know. I just know it's Lego. Yes, of course. Okay. But yes, I do want to build the city at some point. And probably after a few things, probably after June, to be honest. I'm probably going to just make a start on it. And I'm just going to take over the cupboard. Because it's there. And it's not got anything on it, so I'll just take over it. Say nothing, just take over it. Just take over it. A lot of the LEGO Ideas sets just got rejected too, which is a bit of a shame. A lot of them have been rejected. There's only like 3 or 4 coming in this time around that are going to be made into official sets. So many of them got rejected. Apparently this is like a new record or something like that with how many sets got rejected. I mean, why not? It's another creative idea, and LEGO. I'm not gonna lie, I like some as well. LEGO is just a vibe. I just enjoy building it. I also need to dismantle some of my other LEGO sets that I got on display. I think if I do that first and then build the LEGO city, it might not hit quite as hard if I just build the LEGO city without taking those old sets down. Just don't have extra $100 to buy them. Yeah. So, Diamond, I'm not sure what it's like for you, but here in Australia, LEGO is classified as a toy, so it's available at most regular retailers that sell kids' toys, so it often goes on sale during school holidays. That's usually when I buy LEGO. I don't usually buy LEGO outside of school holidays unless it's a set that is either hard to find or exclusive to the LEGO store, and that's when I will buy them outside of those times. Otherwise, I wait for sales, because they go on sale every couple of weeks, really. Like, it's not even just a school holiday thing, it's just every couple of weeks they'll just have a LEGO sale. Someone will have LEGO on sale somewhere, so I just wait, and pick them up for like 20% off or whatever. As much as I can, anyway. Because bugger paying full price for it. Buy the Tall Neck from Horizon Zero Dawn set. Oh, yeah. I know which one you're talking about, yeah. Hold on, where are my controller batteries? Oh, there they are. Okay, that's fine. I mean, if I start running out of things to talk about, then I'll probably just close the stream. I mean, it's been 2 hours, so... almost 2 hours. I got Melon, and that would not end the best. Yeah, that's true. Luckily, we don't have a cat, because me and my dad are both allergic, so we don't have that problem. And Coco, well, she's not going to destroy a Lego set. I mean, she would, if it was on ground level. But, it's not on ground level, she can't destroy it. Now, if it falls... that's another thing entirely. If it falls off of the shelf or anything like that, yep, she'll be all over it, but... otherwise, she doesn't jump up on anything, so... because she's a giant Labrador, so... Pretty sure she ran away from the Lego trains as well. When a few friends and I set up a Lego train on the floor, pretty sure she ran away from it. Run! Such a timid dog for her size. I don't think she likes plarail trains either. I think they make a little bit too much of a noise for her. So I think she looks at them funny. Melon don't care. Here to get some 3D printed stuff from shelf to the ground. Yep, typical cat. Typical cat, if it's on shelf, must push onto ground. I hope Marlon hasn't knocked any glasses off. And I mean drinking glasses. And especially, I hope he hasn't knocked anything off with glasses that have liquids inside them. As cats are tend to do. Not from what I remember! Only his bowl with his food from the countertop. Oh, yep. I mean, that's bad enough. Because then you gotta sit there and clean it. Although I suppose if it was his food, he could just eat it. Depends on whether or not the food was wet or dry, though. I mean, maybe it's better if you just clean it up, but I don't know. I don't know. We used to have a rabbit that would just grab its food container and throw that on the floor. Dry, yep, I mean, at least it's easier to scoop back up and put it in the bowl. And I wasn't fast enough for it! Yep, always the way. Yeah, we used to have a rabbit, and the rabbit would take his food container and shake it around, and just get really annoyed with it, just shake it around, and throw it on the floor. Like, tip it completely upside down. And in doing so, he wouldn't tip it upside down quite fast enough to throw everything out, so everything would just be stuck underneath it. Oh, with that dog. Yeet. Yep, yeet. That rabbit had such an attitude. Also, never heard of a toilet-trained rabbit until I met them. But when they leapt out of their litter tray, they tended to scatter everything anyway, so... Melon is a gremlin. Have you shown pictures of Melon, Diamond? I can't remember if you have or haven't. I don't remember. I imagine you probably did quite a while ago. Yeah, you did. Okay. A lot. Okay. Yeah, I thought so. Remember you posting cat photos. Don't know if that was Melon or another cat, though. Didn't you post some recently as well? I think you did. I could be wrong, though. Maybe not sure. Okay. I feel like I picked a good world this time around. I mean, this is a world that I visited a lot, so... It was between this or another world that I had, and I was like, oh, actually, I could do that one. But then I was actually looking for this one. Sundown, I believe this world is. Let me check. Yeah, Sundown. I thought so. Figured it was Sundown. Diamond, you might be aware of as well. I think you've been here a couple of times with us. I know Mars and Crimson will know this one pretty well. Let me tell you something, he is that much gremlin. Our dog is lying on the floor on the hall, and then he wants to go to his bed. He notices and sprints towards his bed, jumping over my parents' bed and laying down flat there, so he returns to the hall and back to back. Yep. Sundown is a good world. Yeah, it is. I feel like it's been updated again recently. I don't remember that boat being there. Behind me. But then again, I think the first time I visited this world was the first time I met Mars in VR. Quite a few years ago now. And there were no beach towels or anything like that on the sand. Mostly in my world what I uploaded, but it's the same creator. Yep. Mark. Mark. Yeah, this was the world that I met Mars in for the first time. It's funny because we bonded over drawing a cage around Crimson because Crimson had to go and pick up his girlfriend. Leaving two socially anxious people in the same room who had only just met that night. So we grabbed the markers and drew a cage around him. And see how meetups together with Mars. I think we met Diamond when you came to one of our meets, if I'm not mistaken. And I think that was the first time I met you. As well. Because you were there at one of our meets. Might have been a follow-on from another meet, I'm not sure, but yeah. You decided to join us and we're like, okay. So that was where I met you for the first. It's actually where I met a lot of the guys for the first time. Those meets started because me and Crimson wanted to hang out in VR chat one time. Like, we'd been talking for a while on streams and Discord, and we're just like, hey, we should meet in VR. And then eventually, like, a month or two after mentioning it for the first time, we actually did it. And then the week after, Mars joined us. That's kind of how it started with me starting to watch Donuts, getting rated to Tim, to Seabean, to Crimson, to Mino, and so on so. Yep, I don't remember exactly how I met Crimson. I think I met them through Finwicker. And I don't even remember how I met Finn. So. Or how I discovered Finn. And now here I am. So I think that my tracking is going a little weird. I'm noticing my chest is convulsing, for lack of a better term. It was a really bad moment when I got raided at Crimson. From what I remember, he got bot raided, and I was so worried about him when you needed to end the stream. Oh. Ugh. I have had one bot raid since I started streaming, and it was a follow bot raid, and I didn't know what to do, so I just sort of sat there in silence and let it run its course. Like, I didn't end the stream or anything like that, I just let it run. It's just like, well, I don't know what to do here, I'm just gonna let this play out. I'm just gonna sit here and I'm gonna wait. And eventually it'll stop. And then it stopped. I was like, okay. I'm gonna continue with whatever it was I was doing. Didn't got that. Well, thank goodness you haven't yet. There's not really much you can do, that's the problem. But I got protection from Seribot. Yeah, see, I've got protection now as well. And Seribot's been quite handy. It blocks all those messages that are just like, hey, free viewers on, and it's like, fuck off. Don't need that nonsense. It's very quick to block all the links and stuff. So. What's the time? 9:42. I'll probably go until about 10 o'clock, I think, and then I'll call it a stream there tonight. There was a bit of setup time. Because this fucking thing. Which, by the way, is broken again. This stupid fucking chat window. Okay, it must be late for you. It's 9:43 p.m. Like, I usually go later. I usually go until, like, 11 o'clock. But because this is VR, I feel as though, you know, once I start running out of things to talk about, which I'm kind of running out of things to talk about, should probably think about calling it there. Like, I feel as though, like, a 2-hour stream is pretty good for VR chat and chill, which is basically what this is. So... But my usual streams, I go a bit longer. Usually from 7:30 till 11 o'clock, 11:30, depending. Sometimes I go a little bit longer. Not that bad. Yeah, streaming VR chat is hard. Yeah. It's more so coming up with things to talk about, which I haven't had a lot of... Like, I've had a bit of trouble on tonight, largely because of what's going on, so... Just chill and talk, and there is not really nobody to talk. Yeah, that's the other thing. The problem with streaming is, one of the biggest advices that I can probably give, and that I've heard people say a lot, is you should just keep talking. And it's the same thing with like Let's Plays and stuff like that. Just keep talking. Just keep people engaged. But yeah, it can be a little hard to do that in VR chat when you've got like no one chatting or no one to chat to. Like you don't have anyone here or anything like that to bounce off of. And then if chat is relatively quiet as well, it doesn't help that greatly. News that interests you or something for just chatting. Yeah, exactly. So, Aaron Akaria, I thought about writing down some chat points for tonight, and then I was like, no, I'll remember them. Ha! Me remembering anything in this fucking world is asking for a fucking miracle. I mean, at least I did talk about, like, the things that I wanted to talk about. I talked about my grandma, I talked about the PC. So, Crimson recommended me to just invite somebody to make it more easy. Yeah, Talked about the PC. What else? There was a bunch of other things that we just randomly talked about as well. So, yeah. I mean, we talked about Lego, we talked about Asterix, we talked about books, we talked about iPads, we talked about phones. We talked about technology in general and how much it sucks these days. I feel like the only thing I haven't mentioned is the fact that I still regret my Switch 2 purchase. Also, welcome back, Aaron Arcaria, by the way. How's the non-expired yogurt? And now all of a sudden I want ice cream. I am very full from nachos. I had a very big plate full, like I usually do with nachos. Another friend told me to not really stream VR chat too much as a start, because if I don't want to become submissive bottom on Twitch, I will not get as much attention. And not going because I realize I'll stock rotisserie chicken in like 2 hours. Okay. That's fair. I mean, honestly, Diamond, the way I figure it, you stream what you want. This is something that I will advocate until the cows come home. You stream what you want. Don't let other people decide what you want to stream, or decide for you what you want to stream. But that comes from me being a content creator for almost, well, actually no, probably longer than 10 years now at this point, I believe. Because I started before my mum passed away. So, you just stream what you want. But, like, I don't care that much about viewership. I'm streaming VR chat because I like it. I like the idea of it. Not because, oh, look at me. You know, pretty Narbo, I will get all of the views. No, that's not what I'm here about. I'm here to sit down. I'm here to chat and have a proper conversation. And I mean, there are streamers out there like that. Geb is one of them. If you've not seen Geb, they just sit and chat and chill. That's literally all they do. There's a lot of people who started VR chat. I'm the creator from when I was just a little kid. Like, you don't need to or want to listen to those people who just say, oh, you need to stream this or whatever. Sure, okay, if you want to get the views, sure. But otherwise, just have fun with it. That's my biggest... Honestly, as a content creator, that's my biggest advice I can give you, is just have fun with it. And perhaps treat it as more of a hobby. Don't treat it as a full-time job unless it starts getting to that level and you are enjoying it enough to where you can make it a full-time job. Otherwise, just treat it as a hobby. I don't know, I want to stream more, but I just don't got any idea what. Me with my 357 games on Steam. Treat it as a hobby, yeah, so there you go. So stream VR chat. Go for it. Do the thing because it's fun. Exactly. See? Cousin Ken gets it. Stream because it's fun. That's what I'm here for. Though it is my job too. Yeah, but cousin, you don't stream, you know, what am I trying to say? You don't stream stuff to feed the algorithm. You stream stuff because you want to stream it. Is basically what I'm saying here. Like, I've always looked at it this way. If I wanted to feed the algorithm, I would stream a shitload of Minecraft, a shitload of VR chat. And I'd probably get more viewership. That's not my vibe. I want to stream more VR chat. And I don't mind streaming Minecraft. But I don't want to stream them all the time. And I reckon I would get very, very bored if I did. Streams have to have a background to distract people from the shit I say. Oh, come on, cousin. You're not that bad. Yeah, see, there you go. There's that silence wheel I was talking about earlier. You know, just keep talking, haha. Oh, yeah. Like I said, it's a good idea to write down dot points on what you want to chat about. And I mean, we chatted about just about everything, yeah. That's why I want to keep these on the short side too, like at around the 2-hour mark. I'm going a little bit longer today because I figured I'd stretch this until 10 o'clock, but yeah, it's just like, by the time I've been talking for 2 hours, I probably exhausted everything that I can talk about or want to talk about, so. Finding something from tonight, maybe tomorrow. Ooh, sounds good. Hi Zaya Kraz, welcome on in. I mean, a lot of people play games and just read Reddit stories. I mean, there was that time when I just read a bunch of Thomas the Tank Engine books. I should do that again. I mean, I get a lot of requests for it. And by a lot, I mean like 1 or 2 people are just like, hey, if you do it again, I watch. It'll be something cool to do again. Perhaps go over the stuff that's introduced in the Soto reading Between the Lines book. As I know that there's a few changes to the Railway series. Not too much, but like just overarching lore stuff that was changed. So one of the original engines that came to the island... Oh, here we go again. Back on Thomas. I guess you could say we're back on track. Ha! One of the original characters that came to the island that is only mentioned once in passing, Neil, recently got added to the Soto Railway Museum, which is pretty cool. He was discovered in a shed somewhere, and they were just like, you know what? Put him in a railway museum. So they built a railway museum specifically for him. And the most recent, the current Fat Controller finally retired, and we now have our 4th Fat Controller. So, fun stuff. There's a few, like I said, there's a few lore updates. Wonder who's going to take over that when Christopher Audrey says he's had enough and such. I wonder. Oh boy. It's very cool though that we're still getting new pieces of lore despite the current state of the Thomas IP at the moment. Although we are getting that new series soon. don't know what I think about it, to be honest. I suppose we'll soon find out. Apparently it's supposed to be for Thomas fans old and new, so we'll see about that one. After the bullshittery that was All Engines Go, I'm not exactly hopeful. Need to read Christopher's books as well. I read the Reverend Audrey's books, but I didn't read Christopher's. So I should get around to that. Probably because you do voices with them while reading, so I could see why people would want to hear you. I mean, I didn't. I really didn't. I tried, and then I really didn't. I can't do good voices. I have a bad habit of whenever I do voice acting, I forget what the character sounded like 2 seconds later. So they get like 500 different voices over the course of an entire game. See also, Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga. See also, Pikmin 4. Oh dear. It would be great if I could remember the fucking accents that I give them. But nope, I can't. Or voices, I should say. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Those nachos are fighting back. Once again, had a very big bowl of plate of nachos for dinner. As I tend to do. And, yep. I devoured that. Pushed through the last couple of mouthfuls, but I devoured it. Speaking of food, though, I should probably have a mouthful of water. It's been a bit. I don't think I've actually hydrated this entire stream, come to think of it. Oops. Oh, that's better. Ugh. The legend. Hi, Dr. Doozer. Welcome on in. Nope, not a legend. Legend is also thinking of ending stream soon. And by soon, I mean 3 minutes. I was going to accept the status as a legend. Almost did. Almost. But then I didn't. Because he is, in fact, a legend. Nope. Was there anything else that I wanted to talk about? I don't think so. I've done the grandma update. I've done PC stuff. Oh, there is one thing to mention. I think I kind of mentioned it. So I'm streaming Pikmin 4 on Saturday this week. On Saturday morning. This week. 9:30 Australian Western Standard Time, I want to say. And the reason why I'm not streaming it tonight is because I wanted to have a guest on. And I'm at a point where I do want the guest. So they've agreed. So we're going to do that on Saturday morning. All things considered, however, there could be a change to the schedule at the very last second. Missing a coach? I think you're missing a coach. Oh my word. Thank you, Dr. Doozer, for the bits. I appreciate it. I don't think I'm missing a coach. Not since I bought a bunch of Plurale ones. They're sitting on the floor over there. Oh, I finally put away everything from the Japan trip. All that stuff that I bought, I finally put it all away. Literally this weekend. So, yay! Finally squeezed everything in. Diamond with a hydrate, I can do that. Yeah. It is quite stuffy in my room, to be fair. But I think that's probably because my PC is heating up. Or generating a lot of heat, as it were. Ugh. Oh, boy. Finally squished it into a closet. It kind of feels like that's what I did. Or at least I squished it into some plastic containers. And then I was putting it all away, and then I got down to the large Plurale thing that I showed on stream ages ago. That large Plurale train. And I was like, okay, well, what can I do with this? Can't put it in a container or anything like that, it's too big. So, walked back into my bedroom and I was like, oh, actually, if I cleaned up my walk-in wardrobe and built the fucking shoe rack that Dad's girlfriend bought for me 3 fucking years ago for Christmas, then I could probably put it in there. So I did. I built the shoe rack and cleaned up the fucking walk-in wardrobe. And yeah, sure enough, the Plurale thing fit. Only took me 3 years to do it. Better late than never. There you go, more trains. Exactly. Exactly. I was quite proud of myself over the weekend, actually, because I put away my Japan trip, I cleaned up the walk-in wardrobe, I put together the shoe rack that I've been meaning to put together for 3 years, and I also sorted out all my audio files on my computer, and got that back up and running. So, I think I had a pretty productive weekend this weekend, or last weekend. So, I was proud of myself. I was watching a video recently about, like, the little wins, like, you should celebrate and write down the little wins. And I'm like, I had a lot of little wins today. I did that all in one day. Pretty much. Sounds productive. Yeah, well, it certainly felt productive. Basically did it all in one day, as I said. I just started with the music stuff and then just kept going. I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of looking at that box on the floor with all my Japan stuff. So I'm just gonna go for it. Oh, cool. So, that's broken. Oh, there was a server error on Spotify. Cool. Thanks. Ugh. I can see that there was a server error on Spotify. Fine. I will close it. And then I'm going to reopen it. And hopefully that does the trick. I guess we'll find out. Oh no. Oh, that's bad. What are they doing on the floor? What are my glasses doing on the floor? Oh dear. Yeah. Oh, cool. This broke again. I am so sick of OVR Toolkit, man. It just keeps breaking every 5 fucking minutes. Fine. Add a new fucking window. Put it over there. Set the contents to OBS Studio. There. Now if I could just make it bigger, which I can't seem to do. There we go. Skyline for rail. Hey! Got a bad feeling that I'm gonna end the same if I will go to Japan. Me and Solly were planning to go at some point. Adorable Skylar is wearing glasses. I mean, not right now. I can't wear them and my VR headset at the same time. But I do want to buy, like, lenses that you can put inside your VR headset. Okay, cool. Amuse has just failed. So, fuck it. I'm about to end anyway, so... Yeah. Alright, fine. Fine, Amuse Widget, if you're gonna break again. Fuck you, I'm gonna close you. And I'm not gonna bother with you, because I'm about to end anyway. No music, then. Fine. Didn't break your glasses, did you? No. They just somehow fell off of my desk and fell onto the floor. And I don't know how that happened. I'm literally in the middle of my room. My desk is over there. I don't know how that happened. I put them on the desk. And there's no cables or anything like that. I don't know how they fell. Magic. Mr. Skynarb, and thank you for the stream. I hope you and the chat will have a good rest of the day / night. You too, Delimited. Yes, I do believe it is time for me to end. Like I said, I was about to end anyway, because apparently Spotify died. Also, insert music streaming service here, because apparently it's against TOS to use it on Twitch, but everybody does. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here tonight, I think. I've been live long enough. I've been live for almost 2 hours. Well, actually, no, it's more like 2.5 hours now, apparently. So, I've been live long enough. Tomorrow, no. It's Wednesday. Maybe when you grab your water bottle. I mean, maybe, but the water bottle's on the floor next to me. So it's within reach. So, the glasses are over there. I have no idea. So, Saturday night is when we're going to be streaming more Pikmin... Saturday morning is when we're going to be streaming Pikmin 4, so join me for that for 9:30 Australian Western Standard Time. Join me and a friend for that one. And in the meantime, the regular playthroughs will continue. Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga on Monday night. Tuesday night will be Ratchet & Clank, the original Ratchet & Clank. We should be finishing that next week. And then Wednesday night will be Pikmin 4, but that's, again, next week. So, yeah. Stay tuned to all of that. I don't know when I'm going to do another one of these, but I would like to do them more often, but there are a few things that I got to sort out over the next couple of weekends, plus a few other things as well that I'm kind of working on, or should be working on behind the scenes, and I'm not working on behind the scenes, so, yeah. I don't know. So I'm not really sure when I'll do one of these again, but I did want to do this one tonight because I wasn't going to stream Pikmin 4 because I wanted to stream it with that friend. So, yeah. Anyway, hope you guys have a good night. And this is going to be slightly cursed because I have to now walk over to my computer so I can send you all to a raid somewhere. I don't know where, but perhaps... Oh, hello. Let me see. Where can we send you tonight? Where can we send you? I wonder if Cousin Ken is streaming. That would be a nice easy one to do. Okay. Let me see. Well, friend V is streaming Fortnite. We don't raid them very often, so how about we go raid them? Hmm? Alright. Looks like they might be finishing up, so we better make this quick. Alright. Have a good night, folks. And I will see you all on Wednesday night, I hope. Have a good night, everybody. Yeah. I'm gonna remember how to do this now. Oh, I'm in the wrong screen. That's why. That's why I'm in the wrong screen. I'm on the wrong screen. There we go. Got it. Good night, Zaire. Good night, Delimited. Good night, Diamond. Good night, everybody.